Have you ever stopped to wonder why the world feels different at dawn than it does at midnight? There's a reason, a rhythm, a pulse that moves through everything, through the rising tide, through the opening flower, through your own heartbeat as you drift towards sleep. It's not random, it's not chaos, it's a dance. And the dancers? They're older than mountains, more constant than stone. The sun, the moon, two ancient lights in an endless sky. Right now, as you settle into stillness, the earth is turning beneath them. Slowly, silently, one side bathed in golden light, the other cloaked in silver shadow. And everything alive, every creature, every plant, every microscopic organism drifting in the ocean, moves to their rhythm. The sun rises and the world wakes. Flowers open, birds sing, your body releases cortisol, pulling you from dreams into daylight. The sun sets and the world exhales. Petals close, animals retreat to their burrows. Your brain releases melatonin, inviting you back into rest. And the moon? The moon is quieter, more subtle, but no less powerful. It pulls at the oceans, making them rise and fall in an ancient, breathing rhythm. It marks time in phases, waxing, waning, full, and dark. Cultures have built calendars around it. Farmers have planted by it. Lovers have gazed up at it, feeling something stir in their chests that they can't quite name. This is the celestial dance, a partnership forged billions of years ago when the cosmos was young and violent. A partnership that has shaped not just the surface of our planet, but the very essence of what it means to be alive here. Tonight, we're going to trace the steps of that dance. We'll journey back to the fiery birth of the moon, explore how the sun became the architect of time itself, and discover how every tide, every season, every breath you take is choreographed by forces beyond our world. Let the day fade. Let your thoughts slow, and let's step into the eternal sky together, because above us, the dance continues. And it has never missed a beat. 4.5 billion years ago, the Earth was alone. It was smaller then, younger, a molten sphere of rock and metal spinning through the void, bombarded by debris left over from the sun's birth. There was no ocean, no atmosphere, no life, just heat, chaos, and the slow, grinding process of planetary formation. And then, something happened. Something catastrophic. Something beautiful. Another world, roughly the size of Mars, came hurtling through the darkness. Scientists call it Theia, after the Greek titan who gave birth to the moon goddess. Theia was on a collision course with Earth, and when it struck, the impact was beyond imagination. Picture it. Two planets colliding at tens of thousands of miles per hour. The force was so immense that both worlds partially vaporized. Rock melted into gas. Metal cores merged. A plume of debris, molten, glowing, impossibly hot, erupted into space, forming a ring around the wounded Earth. For a time, the young planet had rings, like Saturn. A crimson halo of shattered rock and iron, glowing against the black. But gravity is patient, persistent. Slowly, grain by grain, those fragments began to clump together. They cooled, they collided, they fused. And over millions of years, they formed a new world, a companion, a partner. The moon. At first, it was close. So close that it filled half the sky, looming over the Earth like a second, smaller planet. Tides were monstrous back then, waves hundreds of feet high, crashing across the barren surface. Days were shorter, too, only 5 or 6 hours long. The young Earth spun wildly, unbalanced, still reeling from the impact. But the moon's gravity began to slow it down. Like a hand gently pressing against a spinning top, the moon's pull stretched the Earth, creating friction. Days grew longer. The spin stabilized. And over billions of years, the moon drifted farther away, still receding even now, at about 1.5 inches per year. This was not just a collision. It was a birth, a transformation. The moon brought balance to Earth's rotation, stability to its tilt. Without the moon, Earth would wobble chaotically, its poles swinging wildly, its climate lurching between extremes. Life, if it arose at all, would struggle to find a foothold, but the moon anchored us, steadied us, gave the planet a rhythm it could build on. And the sun? The sun was already there, burning steadily in the center of the solar system. Ancient, unchanging, a nuclear furnace that had ignited long before Earth even existed. It watched as the planets formed, as Theia struck, as the moon was born. From that moment on, the three were bound together. Sun, Earth, Moon, a trinity of light, gravity, and motion. The sun provided the energy. The moon provided the rhythm. And Earth became the stage where their dance would play out, a stage that would one day bloom with oceans, forests, and life. But that was still to come. For now, the partnership was new, raw, and the dance was just beginning. There is a star at the center of everything you know. It burns 93 million miles away, yet its warmth touches your skin. Its light fills your eyes. Its gravity holds the Earth in its embrace, pulling us through space in a perfect, year-long loop. Without it, the world would freeze in minutes. Without it, there would be no dawn, no summer, no green growing things reaching toward the sky. The sun is not just a star. It's the engine of life, the keeper of time. The reason we exist at all. Every second, the sun converts 4 million tons of matter into energy. Deep in its core, hydrogen atoms collide, fuse, and become helium, releasing a flood of light and heat in the process. That energy radiates outward, streaming through space, crossing the void in just over 8 minutes, and washing over the Earth in a constant, golden wave. And when that light touches the surface of a leaf, something miraculous happens. The leaf absorbs it, channels it, uses it to split water molecules and combine carbon dioxide from the air into sugar. This is photosynthesis, the foundation of nearly all life on Earth. Plants capture the sun's energy and store it. Herbivores eat the plants. Predators eat the herbivores. Every bite of food you've ever taken, every calorie of energy you've ever burned, traces back to sunlight captured by chlorophyll. We are, all of us, children of the sun, but the sun doesn't just feed us. It shapes us. Your body is a clock, tuned to the rhythm of sunlight. When the sun rises, light enters your eyes and triggers a cascade of signals in your brain. The suprachiasmatic nucleus, a tiny cluster of neurons behind your eyes, registers the light and sends messages throughout your body. Cortisol levels rise, waking you. Body temperature increases. Digestion ramps up. You are, quite literally, powered on by the sun, and when the sun sets, the process reverses. Darkness signals the pineal gland to release melatonin, a hormone that makes you drowsy, slows your heart rate, and prepares you for sleep. This cycle, this circadian rhythm, repeats every 24 hours, synchronized perfectly with the Earth's rotation, but it goes deeper than that. Cultures around the world have structured their lives around the sun's journey. Ancient peoples watched it rise and set, marking time by its position in the sky. They built monuments aligned to the solstices and equinoxes, Stonehenge, the pyramids, temples scattered across the globe. They celebrated the longest day, mourned the shortest, and prayed for the sun's return each winter. Time itself is measured by the sun. A day is one full rotation of the Earth beneath its light. A year is one full orbit around it. Seasons exist because the Earth is tilted on its axis, leaning toward the sun in summer, away from it in winter. The sun's angle determines whether you're planting seeds or harvesting grain, whether you're basking in warmth or bundling against the cold. Even your emotions are tied to sunlight. Studies show that people feel happier, more energetic, more alive in the presence of the sun. Its absence, long winters, overcast skies, can trigger seasonal depression, a deep melancholy that lifts only when the light returns. The sun is constancy. The sun is warmth. The sun is the great giver, the golden king, the eternal flame that has burned for 5 billion years and will burn for 5 billion more. But it does not rule alone, because every evening, as the sun dips below the horizon, another light rises. Quieter, cooler, but no less commanding. The moon. If the sun is the voice that commands, then the moon is the whisper that shapes. It does not burn. It does not fuel life. It does not warm the air or ripen the harvest. And yet, without the moon, the world would be unrecognizable, unbalanced, lost, because the moon, in its quiet way, moves oceans. Stand on a beach at night, and you'll see it. The tide rising, water creeping up the sand, reaching toward the moon as if called. And it is called. The moon's gravity pulls at the Earth's oceans, creating a bulge of water on the side facing it. The Earth spins beneath this bulge, and we experience it as high tide, twice a day, every day, since the moon first formed. But it's not just the moon. The sun pulls, too. And when the sun and moon align, during a new or full moon, their forces combine, creating spring tides, higher highs, lower lows. When they're at right angles, their poles partially cancel, creating neap tides, gentler, less dramatic. This is the moon's choreography, a push and pull that never stops, never falters. And life on Earth has learned to dance to it. Coral reefs, for example, spawn in synchrony with the full moon. Thousands of polyps release eggs and sperm into the water at once, timed to the lunar cycle. Sea turtles crawl onto beaches to lay their eggs during specific moon phases. Oysters open and close their shells in rhythm with the tide, filtering nutrients from the water. When the tilt increases, seasons become more extreme. Summers are hotter. Winters are colder. Ice sheets advance and retreat. When the tilt decreases, seasons become milder. The climate stabilizes. These cycles, combined with wobbles in Earth's orbit, drive the ice ages. Every 100,000 years or so, the planet plunges into a deep freeze. Glaciers cover continents. Sea levels drop. Ecosystems collapse and reform. And then, slowly, the ice retreats. Life returns. This is the Milankovitch cycle, named after the Serbian scientist who first described it. And it's driven by tiny changes in the celestial dance. The angle of Earth's tilt, the shape of its orbit, the wobble of its axis. Small shifts in geometry that ripple through the climate, shaping the history of life itself. The sun, too, has cycles. Every 11 years, its magnetic field flips and solar activity peaks. Sunspots multiply. Solar flares erupt. The sun becomes slightly more active, slightly brighter. Then it calms again. During the Maunder Minimum, a period in the 1600s when sunspots nearly vanished, Europe experienced unusually cold winters. Rivers froze. Crops failed. It was called the Little Ice Age. Scientists still debate how much of this was caused by the sun and how much by other factors, like volcanic eruptions. But the link is there, and the moon? Its slow retreat is lengthening Earth's days. A billion years ago, a day was only 18 hours long. In another billion years, it might be 30 hours. The moon's gravity, which once pulled the Earth into a frantic spin, is now slowing it down through tidal friction. As the moon drifts farther, its gravitational influence weakens. Tides become gentler. Eclipses become impossible. And Earth's axial tilt, currently stabilized by the moon, might start to wobble chaotically. Seasons could become unpredictable. Climates could swing wildly. Life would adapt. It always does. But the world would be different. Harsher, perhaps. Less stable. This is the fragility of the dance. It looks eternal, but it's not. It's a balance maintained by motion, by distance, by the precise choreography of gravity. And when that choreography shifts, even slightly, the consequences echo through every living thing. Yet even in this fragility, there's beauty. Because change is not failure. It's evolution. It's adaptation. It's the universe breathing, adjusting, continuing. The dance doesn't falter because it's flawed. It shifts because it's alive. And as long as the sun burns and the moon circles, the dance will go on, different, perhaps, but never truly broken. Long before telescopes and equations, before we understood gravity or orbits, humans looked up at the sun and moon and saw meaning. They saw gods, lovers, warriors, creatures of myth and legend. And they wove stories to explain the celestial dance, stories that reflected their fears, their hopes, their understanding of the world. In ancient Egypt, the sun was Ra, the king of gods, who sailed across the sky in a golden boat each day. At night, he journeyed through the underworld, battling the serpent Apophis to ensure his return at dawn. The cycle of day and night was not physics, it was war. A daily struggle between order and chaos, light and darkness. The moon was Khonsu, a god of time and healing. He wore the crescent moon as a crown and was said to influence fertility and the flooding of the Nile. When the moon waned, it was because Khonsu had given away pieces of his light to help the sick and the lost. In Greek mythology, the sun was Helios, a titan who drove a chariot of fire across the heavens. The moon was Selene, his sister, who rode a silver chariot pulled by pale horses. Once, according to legend, Selene fell in love with a mortal shepherd named Endymion. She asked Zeus to grant him eternal sleep so he would never age, never leave her. And every night, she descended from the sky to visit him, bathing him in her gentle light. That it's a love story, a tragedy, a reflection of the moon's constancy. Always there, always watching, always returning. The Chinese told a different tale. They spoke of Chang'e, a woman who drank an elixir of immortality and floated to the moon, where she lives forever with a jade rabbit. During the Mid-Autumn Festival, families gather under the full moon, eating mooncakes and telling her story. The moon becomes a symbol of reunion, of longing, of connections that transcend distance. In Norse mythology, the sun and moon were chased across the sky by wolves, Skoll and Hati. One day, it was said, the wolves would catch them, and the world would plunge into darkness. This was Ragnarok, the end of all things. Eclipses were moments when the wolves got too close, and people would bang drums and shout to scare them away. Even in the Arctic, where the sun disappears for months during winter, myths arose. The Inuit told of Malina, the sun goddess, and her brother Eningin, the moon god. After a quarrel, Malina fled into the sky, and Eningin chased her, too obsessed to stop and eat. That's why the moon waxes and wanes. It grows thin from hunger as it pursues the sun, then retreats to feast before the chase begins again. These stories are more than entertainment. They're frameworks, ways of understanding forces beyond human control. The sun and moon were not distant objects, they were beings. And by personifying them, ancient peoples could relate to them, honor them, and find comfort in their cycles. Because the cycles were predictable, the sun always rose, the moon always returned. In a world of uncertainty, famine, disease, war, the sky was constant, reliable, and that reliability became sacred. Temples were built to honor it. Stonehenge aligned with the summer solstice. The pyramids of Giza aligned with Orion's belt. Angkor Wat in Cambodia was designed to mirror the cosmos itself. Rituals followed the sky. Harvests were celebrated at the autumn equinox. Rebirth was honored at the spring equinox. The full moon was a time of power, of magic, of heightened emotion. The new moon was a time of rest, of introspection, of quiet beginnings. Even today, these myths linger. We still call the days of the week after celestial bodies. Sunday for the sun, Monday for the moon. We still feel something stir when we see a full moon rising. We still pause, just for a moment, to watch the sun set, because the myths are not lies. They're poetry, truths told in metaphor. And they remind us that the celestial dance is not just physics. It's wonder that every morning, the sun rises, that it's so ordinary that we rarely think about it. We wake, we go about our day, and somewhere in the background, the sun climbs the sky. It's always been there. It always will be. But stop for a moment. Consider what that means. The sun has risen every single day for 4.5 billion years. Through ice ages and asteroid impacts. Through the rise and fall of continents. Through the birth of life, the death of the dinosaurs, the emergence of humans. Through every empire, every war, every quiet moment of love and loss, the sun has never failed. Not once. And the moon? The moon has waxed and waned through every one of those nights. Its light has guided ancient hunters, illuminated lovers' meetings, and comforted children afraid of the dark. It has marked time for cultures that had no clocks, no calendars, no way to measure the passage of days except by watching the sky. This is the eternal return, the cycle that never breaks, and it's more than astronomy. It's philosophy. It's the rhythm that underpins all existence. The idea that endings are not final, that darkness is followed by light, that loss is followed by renewal. In nature, this cycle is everywhere. Seeds fall in autumn, lie dormant through winter, and sprout in spring. Animals hibernate, then wake. The tides rise and fall. The seasons turn. Even in human life, we feel it. We sleep and wake. We exhale and inhale. We age, and new generations are born. Nothing stays the same, yet nothing is truly lost. Everything returns, transformed but recognizable. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche called this the eternal recurrence, the idea that all events repeat infinitely. It was a thought experiment. What if you had to live your life over and over, forever? Would that be heaven or hell? The answer depends on how you live, but the celestial dance teaches a gentler version of this. It says, asterisk, you don't have to repeat everything. But some things, the important things, will always return. The light will always come back. Rest will always follow work. There is a rhythm, and you can trust it. Asterisk, this is why sunrises and moonrises are so comforting. They remind us that no matter how dark the night, the light is coming. No matter how harsh the day, rest is coming. There is a pattern, a certainty, a promise, and that promise extends beyond our individual lives. Long after you're gone, the sun will rise. The moon will wax and wane. The tides will breathe, and new eyes will look up and feel what you feel now. Awe, wonder, connection, because the dance is not for us. It's of us. We are part of it. And in being part of it, we become part of something eternal. So tonight, as you drift towards sleep, let that comfort settle over you. The world will turn. The sun will rise. The moon will glow. And the dance will continue, just as it always has, just as it always will. You are safe in that rhythm, held by it, carried by it. And when you wake, the light will be waiting. There's a stillness now, a softness. The story is nearly over, but the dance is not. It never is. Because the dance is not a performance with a beginning and end. It's a breath, an exhale and inhale that started billions of years ago and will continue long after every word spoken tonight fades into silence. The sun and moon do not move for us. They do not rise and set to mark our days or guide our ships. They move because the universe moves, because gravity pulls, because momentum carries, because that is what existence is: motion, balance, change. And yet, in that indifferent motion, we find meaning. We find the rhythm of our heartbeat, the cycle of our breath, the passage of our lives. We look up, and we see not just light and rock, but companions, guides, witnesses to everything we've ever been. The sun has watched empires rise and fall. The moon has seen lovers meet and part. And through it all, they've continued their dance, silent, patient, eternal. So let yourself rest now. Let the weight of the day fall away. Let the thoughts that spin through your mind slow, soften, dissolve, because you are part of the dance, too. Your breath is the tide. Your heartbeat is the rhythm. Your sleep is the moon's dark phase, and your waking is the sun's return. You are celestial, even in stillness, even in rest. And as you drift, know this: the world is turning beneath you. The sun is making its slow arc across the other side of the earth, bringing dawn to distant shores. The moon is rising somewhere, casting its silver light over quiet oceans. The dance continues. The rhythm holds. And you, in your small corner of the cosmos, are safe within it. So sleep now. Let the sky watch over you. Let the ancient lights guide you into dreams. And when morning comes, and it will, the sun will rise again, just as it always has, just as it always will. Asterisk, rest easy. The celestial dance is your lullaby, and it will play on, softly, forever. Asterisk.